Hello everybody and welcome back to artofdino.com and saveearth.us, and this video is in response to the recent trade war that's going on, the tariff war between America and China, or America and the world if you listen to the news, which you should never do again, because I've just witnessed a whole week of everybody panicking for no reason, and people just don't get it. Time after time again, they'll read a news story from the people that they don't trust, and they'll believe it wholeheartedly, and then they'll go nuts for a while, and they'll be like, oh, oops, the news was deceiving me, and then they do it again the next week or the next day even. So this was pretty interesting. I am wondering the true intentions of this trade war, however, and this quote right here is a great one from Trump and JFK, wondering what it is that's causing all that autism and getting to the bottom of it. And I kind of think that these two things are related, because if you look at being a child now, you have to go through so much more than what we had to go in the 80s and even before that. The longer you go, the longer time goes, the more things you apparently need jabbed into you, say the doctors, who are profiting immensely. But no one wants to talk about it, and I wonder where those things are from. I wonder where those policies are from. I wonder where those things are researched, and I wonder if a lot of it comes from China. Tons of medical supplies, tons of toys, tons of chemicals, tons of nonsense, tons of things you don't need. If you see a toy on TV, chances are it was made in China. And then where do they get all the raw materials for it? How is the process for that going? And what's going to happen if they try to tax it beyond affordability of Americans? People aren't going to buy it. No one's going to want it. No one will want it. And is that the main overall point of this? To somehow find a way to cleanse America and the world of its materialist nightmare problem, which, if you've read the Bhagavad Gita and a lot of religions, Buddhism as well, attachment, the cause of all suffering, and materialism is also the cause of a downfall, a demonic kind of life. If you are obsessed with materialism, always trying to get gains, you will get screwed in the long run, and your soul will not shine like it should. And I wonder if this is all kind of related in some way, because you think about it, the foods, the natural chemicals, the natural flavors, the artificial flavors, a lot of them are most likely made in China. A lot of the medicines that are ruining people's lives are made in China. A lot of everything, and even some of the toys my daughter will get will have a stank to them. It's like plastic that's got some kind, sprayed with some kind of thing, and then you touch it and you have that spray on your hands, and then God knows where it goes. The sparkles, the everything, the glitter, it all is toxic. It all ends up all over the place. It's all very, very small until you can't really see it, and a lot of people can't tell, and they know kids can't really tell. And then the slimes that kids are molding themselves with, the shampoo, the chemicals in the shampoo, the pesticides, the fungicides. I wonder how many of those things that are toxic, and all over America, the air fresheners, everything. I wonder how much is made in China and where all these chemicals are. And if nobody starts to want them, or if they do a trade war with us where we can't afford them, and again, nobody wants it, and people start to wisen up and realize they don't want it, what is China going to do with all this stuff? What are the people that I feel bad for the people that are innocent and just trying to live, but they're going to get paid even less if the demand stops, and they're going to have a lot of flavors, a lot of chemicals, a lot of raw materials that will go nowhere. And probably that should be the way it is, because the materialism problem of the world has got to stop. Every single Black Friday or whatever it is, every holiday season, it's just like, boom, how much crap can you buy that you don't need? And they put it out everywhere, advertising all over the place. I would personally like to see a stop or a slowdown, a drastic slowdown of all of this stuff. Eviscerate it. Make people realize that, ooh, you can't have these really shiny, sparkly things because they're toxic. Let people know that that's why, that this is also a part of why this is happening. And I think people would care a lot more and start to realize and put it together and be like, oh, maybe we don't need that stuff. Or maybe I'm going to try to find one that's made in America. I'm going to try to see if that product will be made in America. And then soon enough, the demand will come for a trustworthy product with trustworthy ingredients that doesn't shed nonsense all over your nano nonsense everywhere. And who knows? Imagine the stuff that's in the air. I always think about this as the stuff that's currently in the air, with people spraying things everywhere, from cologne to everything. There is so much stuff in the air, and I yearn for a world that has a lot less of that in it. And again, China is one of those places where the government is in control of the resources, so they just pillaged it for generations. They just did so much damage to their natural environment for America. Now all of a sudden they're just going to stop. They're going to raise all the prices so much that nobody can afford it and nobody wants it. I don't know about that. They are not in the good side. And I wonder if that, again, was part of the original plan. It would have to be a 40-plus year plan after America and the Democrats and whatnot sold ourselves out to China in our product making and manufacturing. But that would be a pretty long battle to get them, convince them to make a lot of the stuff that is inevitably toxic. And it would also be very, if that was part of the plan, it would also, it should have included a way to get this stuff out, because now the world is polluted by China materials everywhere, every country, and then they go from one country to the next, and then they fill the dumps, and then they leach into the ground and all this stuff. So I hope that this materialism, plastic, oil-based, petroleum nonsense, toxic chemical waste mania is coming to an end, and I hope it does. That's why I wasn't even slightly worried about any of this. I am broke. I've always been broke. Don't have any money in the stock market. Don't really care. I just want to see a world get better, and I hope that this is a path towards that. And one way to things to get better is to end the materialism insanity that America and a lot of the world suffers from, where they put objects and material things way above the things that really matter, a spiritual life. You can't have a spiritual life if you are obsessed with material things that don't matter in the grand scheme of things. So I hope this is a way of awakening the world and bringing back the spiritual elements of the world, and patience and calmness and different things where you're not obsessed with just bright, fancy little shiny things that are toxic. And maybe think twice about the chemicals you put into. Think twice about the chemicals you spray all over your house or put in your car and breathe in constantly. And so many other things everywhere. Materials, art materials, lipstick, makeup, sex toys, every single thing. So many things are toxic, and they all come from China. So I hope you all kind of see this possible way. And if you haven't been able to see any of the positive of this whole fiasco, then here is a very big positive of it. And I'm very curious to see how this plays out, but I'm already starting to do it in my life and tell people about this, and let's end this materialism nightmare and send it back. If it's made in the PRC, don't buy it. Let them realize this and make the whole world kind of adjust. And then maybe they'll start making products that are healthier or safer or better, and things will change overall, because they really need to. We've been going down a path that can't go much longer without a catastrophe. So I'd like to avoid that, and I know you all would too. So hopefully this will end in a beautiful way, and the people in charge know what they're doing, and I kind of think that they do, because again, this had to happen. It's been long overdue, and the people that have been ripping us off all over the world are now getting a little bit of a wake-up check, and it's time to do things evenly, and that's the way it should have always been done. And I'm not sure if it could have gotten this way with any other people in charge, but who knows? Again, everything changes every couple weeks. I don't believe anything that I can't see, so it's all just perspective and thought. So enjoy, take from it what you will. I hope you like the imagery. It's all AI driven, kind of in retaliation to their AI large American sweatshop kind of video that's been going around. But I didn't want to get too mean, because I feel bad. I feel bad for innocent people all over the world, and no matter what country they're from and who controls them. I feel even worse for the ones that are in worse shape than we are. And there's many of those around the world. So I hope we can free ourselves. And when we all realize that we, the people, the little ones that are not the controllers, if we stand up against them, we can destroy and conquer and make this place much better with better intentions, because those are not usually good from the people in charge. So hopefully things will improve and keep getting better and more spiritual. Time will only tell. Bless you all from artofdino.com and saveearth.us.